Don't make me put your chicken rotations. Everybody fucking everybody rotations. I got a couple hey.
Woo! welcome to episode 3 of Man Cave, and I am one of your hosts, SPG.
No Suave.
Hey, man, Suave, how are you doing, man?
Man, I'm feeling great, brother. Feeling great. Shoot, I
Yeah,
should be
man,
asking you how you doing because you been sick, man.
absolutely, man. I was sick for the holidays. I was down for the count, but I am back now, so we can try to get to a regular schedule here at the Man Cave. And just to let you all know, whatever you may happen to see or happen to hear in the Man Cave,
Stays right here in the man cave.
you're damn right. Today's episode, as you know, we do 15, 20-minute quick clips of discussions just to try to get it all out there and rolling. Today's episode is what is the worst trouble you have ever been in as a kid? And we hope that you that are watching will tell us the most trouble that you have been in as a kid. And I'm going to get into mine right now. Hey, Anthony and Ray, how are you guys doing? David, thank you for
What's
joining
going
us
on with
today.
y'all, guys?
But all right, so I was a little delinquent as a kid, man. I will tell you that. Now I'm not going to get into all the little details, but when I was 14, I went to driver's ed, and I went through the test and I passed it, and then I was going to do my driver's test. Well, our teacher who was teaching us took us downtown Kalamazoo, and in Kalamazoo you have a bunch of one-way streets. So I come up to the end of this street, and it was a one-way street. And he said, Scott, hang a right. I turned on my blinker and I hung a right. He said, you're done. Get out of the car. I said, what do you mean I'm done? He goes, you turned down a one-way street. Anyway, so that was it. 14, didn't get my permit, did not. So at 15, my buddy and I were talking, and like I said, I was a little bit of a delinquent. He said, hey, man, I want to hang out. I said, me too. He said, man, too bad you can't get here. I said, man, I can drive. I said, I think I can take my dad's truck. So for like 2 weeks, man, I told my buddy, hey, man, stay up tonight. Tonight is the night. I'm taking my dad's truck. We are going to go, and we're going to hang out and party a little bit tonight, man. Let's do this. So for 2 weeks, I told him that. And every night he stayed up, and I didn't show up. I didn't go. Well, the last night I told him that, I got up the gumption to actually try to steal my dad's truck. So I go out. He's sleeping on the couch, by the way, in the living room. I go out into the garage, and we had a garage door opener that had the pull switch. So I pulled this switch down so that I could manually pull the garage door up, and I did. And I get in his truck, and I know it's going to be loud, so I put it in reverse or neutral or whatever, and I push it out the back of the drive. So you're talking about a 15-year-old kid in the middle of the night. It's like 12 o'clock, 1 in the morning. I'm pushing my dad's truck out the back of the driveway, and I get it started. I take off. I go to Schoolcraft, which is like 30 or 40 miles away, to meet my buddy. And anyway, he was sleeping. Thank God he was actually sleeping, because he probably would have got hurt in this story. It doesn't have a happy ending, folks. So I'm in my dad's truck, and I'm a juvenile. I should not be driving. I do not have a license. And I go, all right, well, my buddy, he's not going to wake up. I'm flashing my lights at his window. He's not coming down. I don't dare walk in his house and wake his parents up to go get him. So I'm like, all right, I got to go home. No big deal. No harm, no foul. I'm going to go home. I start my dad's pickup truck, and when it starts, I look at the gas gauge. Now, I did not know this, but my dad's gas gauge on his truck did not work. So I'm looking at the gas gauge, and it's on E. And I'm thinking, I'm 15 years old. I got no money. I'm in a stolen truck. It says my dad's, but it's a stolen truck. I got no money for gas. How am I going to get home? So I started thinking, and my aunt, she lived in Schoolcraft. So I snuck over to my aunt's porch, and she had a bunch of bottle returns. She liked wine coolers and stuff. And if you're familiar with Michigan, they give you 10 cents deposit on every can. So you could literally walk down and pick up cans off the side of the road, turn them in for money. Anyway, make a long story short, I stole some pop bottles off the back of her porch, and I went to turn them in. Now here's where the story gets a little hairy. I'm 15 years old. It's 2 a.m. now. I walk into this place and I got pop bottles under my arms, and I turn them in. And the guy behind the counter is like, "Yeah, you got $4.50 or something." I'm like, "All right." So he gives me the money, and as he's handing me the money, I'm about to tell him, "Hey, I need gas." Here comes a sheriff walking in. Now, this sheriff, he had dealt with me before. Now, I wasn't a juvenile delinquent as in doing like property damage and stuff like that, but I hung around with a lot of kids, and we'd get talked to a lot. "What are you doing? What's in your pocket? Get the hell out of here." You know, we got talked to a lot. So when this cop walked in, he noticed me and he recognized me, but he didn't place me because he literally looked at me, nodded, and walked past me. And I said, "Oh shit, I need to get the hell out of here." So I'm 15 years old and I panic. Man. I get out to the car. I haven't paid for gas, nothing. I'm like, there's another gas station at the other end of town. I'll get gas as I'm leaving. I get in the truck. My heart is pounding. I'm about to go to prison, dude. That's what I think. Anyway, my heart is pounding. It's palpable. So I get into the truck, and my truck, here's the front window. My truck was parked like this. So I get in the truck as the cop is walked up to the counter buying his donuts or whatever he's got. And believe it or not, I didn't put, or I started the truck and I put it in neutral. I didn't put it in reverse. So when I hit the gas, it went vroom, vroom, and it revved the truck up really loud, like I was a jackass hillbilly trying to show off my exhaust. Okay. And the cop and the guy turned, looked up from the counter and looked right at me through my car window. And I went, I literally did that and then fucking backed out. Well, as I back out and I take off going, man, this cop, he immediately puts everything down on the counter. He goes, gets in his car. And before I know it, I'm going down the road and there's flashing lights behind me, if you know what I'm saying. Now I'm a juvenile. I'm 15 years old. I don't know how to drive. In my mind, I'm thinking, this cop is so far behind me. If I just floor it, I'll be gone in no time. It's not a problem. I'll hit a side road and I'll get home. I'll get my gas. Everything will be fine. What a ignorant thing to think. A cop car is going to catch up to you in almost no time. They have little features built into the motor and everything else that gets them, you know, the torque and everything they need. Anyway, I didn't understand all that. And I was in an S10 pickup truck. Let's get that part of the story straight. So I'm going about 88 miles an hour. Okay. At 88 miles an hour in an S10 pickup truck, the back of the bed starts floating. The back wheels lift up off the ground. They do, because you're going so fast. Make another long story short, without all the intimate details. The cops behind me. I'm worried that I'm going to go to prison. I start looking down at the dash, and when I look up, I'm heading for a damn big giant tree. Well, I was an inexperienced driver, both hands on the wheel. I cranked it, and the truck, the ass end lifted up, and it floated like this, and it went into a field. And I wrapped my dad's brand new truck, or not brand new truck, but very new truck, around a telephone pole at 15 years of age. Now, I was not hurt. My head busted out the back window and I cut my lip. I've got a little scar on my lip from it. But what I did do is I crapped my pants, not literally, metaphysically. And as I heard the walkie-talkie of the cop, as he was walking up to the side of the truck, I checked myself. I didn't have broken bones. I was breathing. But I went like this, and my hand was full of blood. Well, I rubbed it on my face and laid down like I was dead for 2 reasons. 1, I was afraid of what this cop was going to do to me. And for 2, I was afraid what my dad was going to do to me because of that damn truck. So the not happy ending to this story is that a few hours later, my dad gets a call at the house from the hospital saying your son has been in a motor vehicle accident and you should probably come and check him out. And my dad's like, "Oh no, my son is sleeping." "No, sir, you might want to get up and go check the bedroom. He is here, clearly." Yeah. Oh boy, did I get into a lot of trouble. And I heard this story told over and over again for years, how this ignorant 15-year-old destroyed my truck. But way later in life, it has a little happy ending. I hurt my spine way later in life, and I got a settlement. I always told my father that if I could ever repay you for that truck that I destroyed, that you just put a new engine in, that I would. So in like 2020 or 2004 or 5, I gave him $5,000 for that truck that I destroyed. But when I handed him the money, I said, "Hey, Dad, here, I'm so sorry. I never want to hear this story again. Congratulations." And I gave him the money. That is my story, everybody. It is not a great story. I am an asshole. Yes, I am. But I just wanted to share that tidbit with you. There's a little more to that story, but I'm going to leave it on the cutting room floor. Suave, what is the most trouble that you have been in as a kid, sir?
So, we was talking backstage, and I told you about one other story, right? I think I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna go ahead and get spicy with it. Something came to mind, and I'm just gonna show it to y'all, my family, man. I'm gonna share it. So, you don't know this about me. As a kid, I was a very good kid, like a real good kid. I wouldn't do things out of my place, you know what I'm saying? Then the things that I did do, it was like I don't know, like I didn't think that it was bad. But anyway, so I had this girlfriend. I was in high school, and I had been around like 18 years old because she was 19. She had graduated, and never had sex or anything. And she was like, come to my house about 1 o'clock in the morning, and so we could do the do,
Oh,
And
yeah.
I was like, I don't know about that, you know what I'm saying? And she was like, no, it's cool, you know. I was like, I don't know, man. Like, I got a bad feeling about that, right? So, and I was like, I don't do that. That's disrespectful to your parents. I was that kid, right? So I go 1 o'clock in the morning, like she said, and I show up, and I'm like taking out my clothes. I have on nothing but a mustard shirt and my boxers, and right before we was about to do whatever, you know, her dad. I heard her foot. I heard something. You know what I'm saying? Like someone stepped down. It was her dad, right?
I
So,
bet you everything was amplified. You were like, "What was that?" Like Batman.
dude, I was like this. You know what I'm saying? So I got up under her bed, right? And her dad came to the door.
Oh
You know what I'm
shit.
saying? And he knocked. He knocked first. So it gave me a little bit more time, gave her time, to get dressed. She didn't even have off anything yet. You know what I'm saying? Like we haven't even started. So anyway, he came, knocked on the door, and opened it, said, Kim, who are you talking to in here? And she was like, nobody. And he was like, okay then. He
It's the
went back to his
monster
room.
under your bed.
Dude, I felt something. I was like, man, no, this man is too clever. Like the way he said it, it was like, nah, I don't really believe you. So I stayed up on the bed for a little minute, and then she said, she got up on the bed. She said, hey, I think you should go. And I was like, okay. And then little did we know, when that man left outside, like he left her door, he went outside around to her window
Oh,
and waited to see if she was talking to someone, right? So when she said, I think you should go, he was like, Kim, who are you talking to in there? And she was like, no one. And then he said, don't you lie to me. And she said my name, bro. I was like, no. He was, I mean, like everyone's afraid of this guy in my
hey,
community. So I was like the one guy that he trusted, and we was cool and everything. I was like, no, she just destroyed everything. Dude, he was
you're like,
like,
he'll never let me get this close again.
man,
Damn
let
it.
me tell you. And he never did. That's to tell you. So he
That's funny.
um he said, boy, come here right now. I said, yes, sir. Dude, I was honestly about to come to him to the window. This man had went to the front door, and slammed it so hard. I was like, oh no.
You weren't going to get that
I
ass
know,
whooping, were you?
I know what he about to do. Dude, I grabbed my shoes and I jumped out the window and I hauled tail right as fast as I could. So she stayed in an area where I'm pretty sure y'all know about Bloods and Crips or whatever.
Oh
So
yeah.
she stayed in a gang area, and it was nothing. It was Crip area, and I stayed on the Blood side of town, right? So this Crip that I went to school with, he was older,
Mhm.
but he had graduated and everything. He just happened to be driving, whatever. He stopped. He said, "Man, get in, get in. What's going on? What's going on? Somebody shoot at you?" I hop in, and I said, so her dad's nickname was Coon. You know what I'm saying? I was like, dude, I just got caught by Coon, man, trying to sneak in his daughter's room. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
He was
no.
like, dude, I thought you was like somebody was shooting at you or anything. Like I'm just sitting there in this man's car with nothing but my socks on, my boxers, and a mustard shirt, and I got my clothes and stuff in my hand, and I'm just putting them on. While you drive, I say, man, just can you drop me off at home? You know what I'm saying? Like he was like, where you staying? I
So was
told
it
him,
ever the same again? Were you invited
dude,
back?
no. I
No.
called her. I called her the next day, and I was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Her mom answered the phone. Now her mom liked me. Her mom answered the phone, and I said, man, I speak to Kim. And she gave her the phone, and she was like talking to me, and he must have been still fussing or something at her the next day because she was crying
Yeah.
on the phone and everything. And I was like, hey, what happened when I left? She was like, what you think happened?
Yeah, somebody got in some deep shit. That's what happened.
She said, what do you think happened? And then when she said that, I was like, man, just tell him right before I could say, man, just tell him I apologize. I didn't mean anything, yada yada. He gets on the phone and he said, I don't ever want you to come here ever again. And hung up. Don't call. He was like, don't call, don't talk to her, and
I bet
hung
you were like,
up.
what?
I
Oh,
was
well, I
like,
guess
man,
that's over.
dude, let me tell you, I called my grandmother. I called my grandmother. I said, hey, can you call? Can you talk to him and everything? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Dude, that man was relentless. He wouldn't listen to
I bet.
nobody.
That was his
His
baby, man.
rule was law. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I didn't even get to do nothing. Like it was a lose-lose, you know?
Yeah.
So I never got to see that girl ever again, dude. His rule was final. And it was long lasting. I thought I was gonna marry that girl, man. But because
Man, just
I should
think,
have,
just
dude,
just think what could have been, man.
man, if I would have just followed my conscience, if I would just follow my conscience, man, and just didn't go, you know, stay good, because I didn't believe that. I didn't believe in that, man. I wasn't raised like that. So if I'd
Uh,
have just stayed like that, man, I'd have been
well,
good.
well, this
But
was a fantastic discussion. I hope all of you guys that are watching, if you feel up to it, go ahead and put in the chat what is the worst time you got in trouble as a kid. I think this has been fantastic. And Mr. Urban World, I'll tell you what, that antenna story is coming back with a vengeance, and so is the sink story eventually.
man, we got plenty of stories on the Man Cave. I hope y'all enjoyed.
Absolutely, man. Well, this has been episode 3 of the Man Cave. I have been your host, SPG.
And Suave.
Hell yeah. And don't forget, man, what you happen to see or happen to hear in the Man Cave,
Stay right here in the Man Cave.
damn right. We will see you guys next time. Later.
Don't make me put your chicken rotation. Everybody fucking everybody.